Hello, everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the DaVinci Resolve tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 13, where I'll be showing you guys how you will be able to create titles and lower thirds. Okay, so we'll be using text and I'll be showing you guys different options, how we'll be able to actually change the values, change the word, whatever you want to put as a text, how you'll be able to change the font color and a lot of things as well. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So over here on my screen, if you guys take a look now, I'm here in the workspace. Okay, so this is basically known as the edit page. So the first thing over here to work on with the title, what I'm going to do is let me just import this particular video into my timeline. Okay, so let's come here. Okay, I will just put out this particular video onto my timeline, and I don't want any other videos right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put out some titles and show you guys some lower thirds by putting in this same video. Okay, so for that first one, I will just turn off my media pool. Okay, and also I don't want my source monitor, so I will come here, I will select this option to get it only in one screen. Okay, so now I will just close down my mixer as well, and my workspace over here looks quite tidy. Okay, so it totally depends up to you how you do want to keep your workspace. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the effects option, and under effects, if you go to this titles option, here you guys can see that there you do have a lot of titles. Okay, so over here, if you just hover your mouse on top of your text, you guys can see that you do have all of this text option. Okay, so over here you guys can see this is the middle lower third and this is the side lower third. Okay, here is the right lower third, and also there are different options over here. This is the basic text, and over here you guys will be able to do some custom text. Okay, so here there are a lot of options. These are fusion titles over here. Okay, then if you just come down as well, you guys can see a lot of lower thirds and titles option. Okay, so if you so many of this one already do have a keyframe animation. Okay, and about keyframe animation, we are going to talk about it in our next class. Okay, so here you guys can see the fade in and the fade out as well over here. But now for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose some very basic text. Okay, so I will come here and I will just click on to this text plus option, and I'm going to drag and drop this down right over here. Okay, so I will just put it right over here. And once I do have my text, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the text size. Okay, so I will come here, I will just increase the text size. Let's select the text. And once you have selected the text, you guys can see here, you guys can basically put what kind of text you want. Okay, so the first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, write down the text. Okay, so what text am I looking for right over here? So let's think, what can I write? Okay, so let's name this one, or I want to put it as the lower third. Okay, so let's name this one as Bali, Indonesia. Okay, so I will just type this thing down. And once you have done this, okay, once you're happy with the text, what you guys can do is you guys can basically transform this as well. Okay, so if you do want to increase the spacing, you guys can come here, increase the spacing. And now if you do want to give any rotation, if you want to change the x-axis, you guys can come here and do that as well. Okay, so if you do want to transform only the characters, you guys can do that. If you only want to transfer words, or if you do have multiple lines, you guys can also do it right from here. Let's go to this layout option again. And under layout option also, you guys can see there are a lot of settings. Okay, here if you do want to change the center point of this text, you guys can do that. If you do want to give any kind of rotation to it, you guys can come here, give this thing up rotation. If you want to give out any background color to it as well, you guys can also do that. And also you do have the option of shading. You guys can select the softness, the position, but here I won't be telling you guys about each and every options individually. Okay, so it will take a lot of time, and also you guys might get a bit confused, but I'm telling you guys about the very basic things what you need to know when you're working with title. Okay, so let's come here, let's move on to text, and once you're done with this particular thing, I will just come right over here and I want to change some things up. Okay, so for that I will just close this thing down. Let's say I will come here, or let's say I will just select this text. Let's go with this text option. And from here, now you guys can actually select what kind of font am I looking for. Okay, so right now I do have this simple font. And if I do want to change up the font, you guys can see I do have different kind of fonts and I can check which one looks better. Okay, so I can come here. I can check which font looks better, and also I can select what I want. Okay, like what is going to be the subcategory of the font. Do I want it as bold? Okay, so it totally depends up to the font I am choosing. Okay, let's see if I go with something bold. Okay, let's come here, let's go down. Okay, and you guys can basically select this text, and also you guys will be able to select the color of the text. Okay, so I will come here, I will just take out this black color and I will just click on OK right over here. Okay, so once you have selected the color, what I can do is I can just select the size of this text as well. Okay, so let's come here, and what you can actually do is I will just come here, delete this. Let's click on enter. And now I want to place it right over here in one side. Okay, so I'll be talking about the tracking as well. So I will just keep it like right like this. And what I can do is I can just check out the tracking. Okay, so I will just decrease the tracking a little bit. Okay, so I'll just decrease the tracking a little bit. And also, if you do want to increase the line spacing between both of these words, you guys can come here, increase the line spacing. If you do want to decrease it, you guys can come here and decrease it as well. Okay, so here you guys can see you do have the V anchor point. Okay, if you do want to activate it, if you do want to keep it on the middle, or if you want to keep it over here on the top, you guys can do that. And also here you guys can see if you do want to bring it down, or here if you do want to bring it on top, you guys can basically do that. Okay, so let's come here, let's go on top, and also here you guys can basically justify these lines. If you do want to, you guys can actually do that over here as well. And also just underneath, you guys can see if you do want to justify the H line, you guys can come here, and also you guys can choose the direction, in what direction you want. And if you do want to actually put up a strikeout to all of this, you guys can come here, put up a strikeout. Otherwise, if you do put up an underline, you guys can come here and you guys can basically put up an underline over here as well. Okay, and here this is the right on effect if you do want to put it as the right on effect, and this is also known as the typewriter effect over here. Okay, so if you do want to select it, at what point you want it to start, at what point you want it to end, you can come here, and let's say if I just choose this one as 2, okay, I can come here, and let's say if I just play this thing up, okay, here you guys will be able to see out the difference as well. Okay, so for that I just need to make sure that I manipulate it quite nicely. So let's come right over here. You guys can just put on all of these keyframes over here, and once you put on those keyframes, it will work better. Okay, so let's go to the layout option. If you want to work with this, you guys can work with that as well. Let's come here, let's turn off the strikeout as well as the underline. Okay, so I will just turn off both of this, and under this here you guys can see I do have these settings. So in settings, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this thing up right over here. Let's say I will just move this thing up a bit, and also I will just move it up here in the y-axis as well. Okay, so now this one basically looks good. So here this is how it will basically look like. Okay. And also there are different options. Let's go to title. Here you guys can see this is the transform option. If you want to share it, you guys can come here and you guys can share it as well. Okay, so here you guys can see now I am able to share this thing up. And if you do want to share it in the y-axis, you guys can see you are able to share it in the y-axis as well. Let's go back to default. Okay, so I will just go back to default again right over here. Okay, and also you guys can select what is going to be the size. Okay, so if you do want to select the size, if you do want to increase it, you guys can come here and you see how bold it looks. And the same way, if you do want to increase the size from the y-axis, you guys can come here and change it towards the y-axis as well. Okay, so now I will come here and let's just place this one again right over here. And under this, you guys can see there are also a lot of option, a lot of text things which you guys can use as well. And if you do have any subtitle, make sure to put out this subtitle option just anywhere you like. So yeah, I hope you guys do have understood this class on how you will be able to use text in DaVinci Resolve. Okay. So in next class, we'll learn that how you will be able to do some basic keyframe animation over here. So see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.